eligible for skilled migration to Australia in 2025? Find out before you apply. Everyone wants to move to Australia, but let's be honest, most people don't even know if they're actually eligible. You Google stuff, ask friends, follow a few agents online, and all you hear is 65 points chahiye or subclass 190 is the best. But here's what no one explains properly. What actually makes you eligible for skilled migration? Today, I'll break it down simply, honestly, and step by step so you know where you stand before wasting your time and money. So what is skilled migration and why eligibility is tricky? So skilled migration is Australia's way of inviting workers who can fill skill shortages across the country. It's different from moving with a job offer or a student visa. Here, you get selected based on your background, not an employer. The tricky part, there's no one-size-fits-all rule. Eligibility depends on 6 key areas and most people get stuck in one of them. So let's go through them one by one. Your occupation must be on the skilled list. Sounds basic, but many people apply under jobs that aren't eligible anymore. You need to find your occupation on the skilled occupation list and make sure it's listed under visa subclass you're applying for, like 189, 190 or 491. You need positive skill assessment. This is not a resume, it's an official review from the assessing authority in Australia. They'll check if your education and work experience matches what's required in Australia. This is where many cases break, especially if your documents aren't completed or misaligned. English score test, IELTS PTE. Even if you speak fluent English, the test is mandatory. Usually, you'll need at least competent English but higher scores to give you more points. Points, minimum 65, but more is better. The current system gives you points for age, experience, English education, partner, and more. 65 is the bare minimum, but realistically, you will need 70 or 80 plus for subclasses 189 and slightly less for 190, 491 with state support. Age difference between 18 to 45. After 45, you're not eligible to apply under the general skilled migration stream. Points also reduce with age, so the earlier you apply, the better. And point number 6 is health and police clearance. You'll also need to be in good health and pass a police background check for any country you have lived in. Let's make this real. Example number 1. Ankit, 31, mechanical engineer. 5 years of experience, PTE score of 75. Eligible for subclasses 189 and 190. This is a strong profile. Example number 2. Priya, 36, an English teacher, 2-year gap in work history. So she may face issues in skill assessment if work gap isn't explained well. She is still eligible but needs careful filing. Example number 3. Rahul, 42, an admin executive, no listed occupation, not eligible, unless he upskills into an in-demand field and reapplies later. See the difference? It's not just about age gap or points, it's about how everything fits together. Not everyone is eligible right away, and that's okay. There are ways to work on it. Boost your English test scores, gain 1 more year of work experience, complete a bridging course that makes you eligible, explore regional subclass 491 with lower thresholds, or look at partner points or state-specific nominations. The key is, don't guess. Don't Google your way through this. If you're planning to apply for skilled migration in 2025, start with the right eligibility check. At Aussie Pathways, we don't just say you will get it. We actually study your case. We tell you where you stand and what can be improved for free. And if you are eligible, we guide you with fulfilling support, and yes, even offer a 30-day money-back guarantee if there's no progress. So contact us now. If you found this video useful, hit subscribe and drop your occupation and age in the comments. I'll personally reply to help you figure out where you stand.